Hi everyone, welcome to demonstration about how do we use Jupyter for doing data science activity. In this demonstration, which is going to be very important demonstration because we are going to understand how do I access stock data. So that means how do I access stock data that is available real time to me, as well as the stock data that is, say for example, if it is available to me in the form of an historical data. So that's very important application when we talk about dealing data science and when there is a voluminous data. Then when we access the stock data, then we'll try to see how do I plot the stock price. So it's a very simple example or a simple way that how do I plot the stock price. Then how do I plot another important parameter, that is volume, like how the what was the volume of trade for that particular day or for that particular week, like that. So we can basically plot the volume. Then I will try to explain you how do I get the stock data from National Stock Exchange. So when it comes to using Jupyter, we are going to make use of data reader, which is a web component of basically pandas. So that we are going to see in action. Then we are going to make use of date time module. So what we do basically is we will have start date and the end date. So we basically give some start date and the end date. Then we make use of the data reader, which is a web component, and we form a data frame. So data frame is equal to web.data reader, and then we are going to exchange from investor exchange. So essentially this is a service that is provided by Yahoo. So we'll take a look at it, and once we have got the data in the data frame, then we will see how do I basically show that data, as well as how do I basically plot the things, and how do I also plot the volume. So that's essentially we are going to take a look at the demo. So let's go to demo now. So here we have basically imported pandas underscore data reader dot data as a web component. Then we have imported date time. So let me just quickly run it. Then we are importing date time. Then we are using start and end as a variable. So where we are going to make use of February start and the till May. So till roughly end of May, 24th of May, we are going to get the stock data from the Yahoo service, which is this Yahoo, and then we are going to get the stock data for stock IBM. Similarly, we can get data for Google, we can get it for Tesla, we can get it for Oracle, we can get it for Microsoft, like that, IBM and all that. We can get the data. So these are all the codes basically which are, or the short form to access the data, and that is available on that particular exchange, which is a US data. So if we just run this, now once I got this, so we can see it is executing. Now we want to basically print few lines. So here we are doing df.head. So data frame.head is going to print a few lines. So if I just remove 5 and just do it, then it's going to print by default, which is 5. If I want say 10, then I can print 10. Then this is the stock data for IBM. So it is going to give me 1 day in advance. That means from 1st of February I am going to get the data, and the data typically will have daily, it is called as a candle data, OHLC. So it is an open, high, low and close. So this is the volume basically, and this is some calculation which is called as adjusted close. So important here is open, low, open, then high, low and close. So these are the 4 important data, 4 values, and then the volume. So these are the important thing. So the way in which I am getting this data from Yahoo, similarly I can get from another service provider which is called as Quandl. So I can just run it. You can see I imported here Quandl. Again I am going to make use of pandas.data reader as .data as a web component. Then I am just going to fetch the data, and here you can see I have made use of some access key, which is essentially a Quandl key. So this is little difficult. However, this will also give you some idea where I am pulling the data for Apple. So you can see here symbol is Apple, and then I can try to simply print some few data, and then I am getting open, high, low, close, then volume, and then other information is also available. So that's essentially the way in which we can access. So let's take a very simple example here. So IBM share price or the stock data that we are getting it for few months from the Yahoo exchange, and within the range start data, start and the end. Then we can plot it. So we can have the matplotlib inline, and then I'm basically plotting the close data. So this is that closing data I'm trying to show as a part of the graph. The color is green. Then I can similarly plot volume. So volume, if I just plot it, if I run it, then I'm going to basically it is running, and then I'm going to get the volume. So it shows me how the volume basically was there. So suddenly there was a spike, then the volume was low, like that. That means how the stock data was traded. So this is a very important thing that I'm trying to show you. So where I'm using the pandas data reader as a web component, and then I'm trying to fetch the real data which is of the stock exchange. Then how do I get that data? So let's take a look at it. So when it comes to India, people don't keep on getting the real-time data every time, because it's very difficult to get many times, as well as at times you have to pay, because the data is available as part of ticks, and it's not available to everybody. So what people typically will do is they will basically try to search the information for the company that they are looking. Let's say I'm looking for Reliance, so I can simply type Reliance, so I'll get the Reliance data. Then I got this Reliance data here. Then I can go to historical data here, so I can go to historical data, and then I can get the data for a day, for a week, for a month, like that. So suppose if I just say 3 months, then I'm going to get the data for 3 months. So that means starting from 26th of May till 26th of August. So it's a 3-month data, and I can quickly download it. So you can see this particular file will get downloaded, and then I can basically take a look at this data. Here I can open it in an Excel. You can see this data is available of the 3 months. That means from till 26th of August 2020, starting from whatever 26th of May. So here you can see the data is available as equity series, then open, high, low, previous close. That is what was the value of the previous close, that means previous day's close, then the last traded price or the LTP, then closing price, then this is basically the 52-week high, 52-week low, then the volume, then what was the value of that, and then how many trades happened for that particular day. So like that we can get the data. Similarly, we can basically get it for a particular year. Suppose if I say 1 year, then I can download it. So and then I can save it. So like that I'll get the data here for a year. This is, you can see it's a voluminous data now. So what people will do is basically you can say it is till 26th of August 2019. So it's basically the data that is available. So what typically people do is they don't just rely on only 1 year data, but they try to get data for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. However, going beyond 5 years is little difficult. You require to have a login. At times people evaluate data for 10 years, 15 years and all that. So obviously you require login and stuff like that. However, for all practical purpose, you can relatively easily get data for 3 years and 5 years, like that. We can quickly take a look at another example. So suppose if I want to get for TCS, I can get the data for TCS. So TCS, you can see it is showing us all the data. So today's price, closing price was 2,257 rupees. And we can go to and take a look at historical data. And similarly, we can access the historical data, and we can also download it as a CSV file. So that is what we have seen as part of this demonstration. So in this demo, we have seen how to access stock data real time, as well as how do I get that stock data. Suppose if I want to get it in the form of an Excel and then do the analytics on it, so that we will that basically how do we make use of Excel data and all that, so that we will see in the further videos as part of this tutorial series. Apart from that, we also have plotted the stock price as well as we have plotted the volume. So in the next coming videos, we are going to take a look at how do I make use of Excel data, then how do I do processing and stuff like that using pandas. So that's about this particular video and the demonstration. Thank you.